It's off at 7:30 right here on 104.3 FM WQAM. They say throw out the record books. Although I wish we didn't have to throw out the record books. Thanks, Florida State, for not holding up your end of the bargain and losing to Virginia 1 week ago from yesterday. Some people say, I hope Florida State always loses. I'm not a big Florida State fan. I'm not going to lie. But I was a fan of them against Virginia because I wanted it to be yet another huge matchup for Miami, Florida State. Nonetheless, anytime these two teams get together, anytime, anywhere, it is a big deal. And I'm excited. This is the pregame to the pregame, by the way. My name is Dan Day. I'm along with my cousin, Vladimir Louison. He's very excited about not just the game because he's been here in South Florida for a long time and seen some of the legendary rivalries. He's also excited because we got playoff baseball today, and his New York Yankees, pinstripes, going to be in action. Got action right here, though. So excited. We're going to be leading you up to 3 o'clock. Danny Rabinowitz, Brian Monroe going to get the pregame going for you, the official pregame. Then it's going to be Joe Zagacki and Don Bailey Jr. on the call. Then Dono, hopefully in a celebratory post-game. Never know what to expect whenever it's a rivalry game. You never know what to expect, especially, Vlad. This is the Hurricanes' first road game of the season. Hard to believe, isn't it?
Well, to some, it's not really a road game because they haven't left the state of Florida yet.
It's the first game away from the Hard Rock Stadium, the friendly confines, if you want to call it that. So it is a test. It is a road test, and it is a rivalry. This is where you show your true colors as a football team because you can say you beat Notre Dame, first game of the year, you were at home, everyone kind of feeling themselves out. You beat South Florida, who seems to be a pretty darn good team. I was watching them last night take care of business. Bethune-Cookman, of course. That's one of those games. And then you go and take care of the Florida Gators, who don't seem to have it together just yet in this season. So there are some question marks still surrounding this team. But I'm telling you once again, take a deep breath. If you're listening on the Odyssey app over there in Tallahassee or watching us on YouTube and Twitch over there in Tallahassee and getting ready for the game, there's going to be some tight moments. There always is in a football game, especially a football game of this magnitude, a football game of this type of rivalry. But once again, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you pretty much all season long. Your quarterback has been there, done that. So when you get a little tight, think about that. He's seen the rivalries. He's seen the biggest games. He's played in the biggest games. He's been in the nastiest of nasty away stadiums. This is not uncharted territory for Carson Beck. So lean on that if you're the Miami Hurricanes. Lots going on, Vlad, in the whole sports world. This is your favorite time of the year, Vlad.
It is. This is this September and October and April and May. Best 4 months in sports.
Everything's literally going on right now.
We are literally 4 days away from the start of our three-peat quest.
Whoo!
You're 3 weeks away from the beginning of a interesting NBA season.
Tyler Hero.
And then you're going to be, right now we're in the crux of college football and the NFL. We, 4 weeks in, we're according to the NFL season. We're almost halfway into the college football season, but we haven't even gotten to the rivalry games. Like this weekend is the beginning of some great rivalry games over the next several weeks. This is the best time of the year, man. Enjoy, relax. This is going to be a great Saturday. You have college football now. You have Major League Baseball Division Series starting at 2, but the game that we're all waiting for, 7:30. Oh, Tallahassee.
I thought you were going to say Heat Magic from Puerto Rico tonight at 8.
No, but you're doing that as well. You're doing that game.
We'll be there. It's on our sister. We're not even our sister.
It's not
station.
even our sister.
Our split station.
Our sibling.
560 WQAM. So you get the Miami Hurricanes Florida State game right here on 104.3 FM, and you get the Miami Heat preseason game against the Orlando Magic from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Bad Bunny, I heard, is not going to be there, but everybody else will. That is of Puerto Rican heritage and of importance. We'll be at that game. It's sold out, I think, in 10 hours. So that'll be on 560, the AM dial, WQAM. And, Vlad, let's not forget, Inter Miami, just 3 games left in the season. They are making a run towards an MLS Cup.
Did they lose on Wednesday?
They got beat by the Chicago Fire. Yes, that is true. Our friend Daniel Solano, who we haven't had on lately because we haven't been on very much, and we're all about the U right now. He really had some bad words for Messi, saying he looked didn't look like he cared. Yeah, very lethargic. But then again, whenever Daniel Solana calls out Messi for being lethargic and not caring, Messi goes on a streak of hitting a bunch of goals. So maybe he's a little method to his madness.
I mean, he has a big game not a big game. I think he's playing in the friendly next weekend.
He has to choose between playing for Inter Miami or a friendly for Argentina for his home country.
Yeesh.
Although his home country now is the United States, but you get my point.
That's tough.
I'll tell you.
That's tough.
Yeah, it's true because, your heart is with your home country, but your wallet is with the team that you're part owner of and you play for.
Yeah, but your wallet's also in expanding the game in this country and a game here locally that's going to sell, especially at the Rock. It's not like it's at Chase. It's at Hard Rock Stadium.
That's going to be a big game. That's this coming Friday, right?
Yes.
It's going to be Venezuela versus Argentina
in a friendly.
Man, I'm kind of torn on this game because, I got Venezuelan love, but I also live in Poquito Buenos Aires. So,
I'm going to be out there.
You going to the game?
Yeah.
I'll be at Duffy's in Plantation watching it, hopefully.
Damn. Should have come out.
Cool, man. Cool. Lots of, I can guarantee lots of blue and white Messi jerseys.
Absolutely.
Guaranteed.
Absolutely.
Guaranteed.
There might be some pink.
I would probably say not a lot.
Nah, I don't think so.
And you'll get a couple of maroon for Venezuela because this is half of the Venezuelan American population lives here in South Florida.
Yeah, they live in Weston. It's called Weston as well.
Doral too. Come on.
Oh, and Doral.
Yeah. So no, that's not a made up stat. The stat is legitimately half of the Venezuelan American population lives in South Florida. But still, you're doing Argentina with Messi. If Messi plays, which he probably will, why wouldn't he? Man, that's going to be a big draw. But that's going to be a fun one. But we've got a fun one today. All day is just going to be great. Looks like Clemson scored on the opening kickoff. I'm not even lying. They scored in the first minute against North Carolina. Bill Belichick was on pregame talking to the guys from ESPN on the field. It looked like he was having a field day out there doing college media from the field an hour before the game.
Well, he's talking to his boy.
I think Bill Belichick is not as much of a stick in the mud as some people make him out to be.
No, he just doesn't like the media. That's okay.
We got some coaches down here that don't like the media, but that's fine. It's not about that. It's about winning. Just win. Tyler Hero get healthy too. I'm not saying any names. Let's go ahead and get some headlines going right now. Third-ranked Miami Hurricanes take on the 18th-ranked Florida State Seminoles tonight, 7:30 in Tallahassee. Vlad, what do you think Florida State would be ranked if, I keep saying this, they would have held up their end of the bargain and beaten Virginia last week?
What were they? They were 8, right? Last week? I think they would have stayed at 8 because it was a double overtime. If they had won in double overtime, I think they still would have stayed at 8. Remember, I told you Miami was going to drop last week, even though they didn't play, because there was some good games.
So you wouldn't jump Oregon.
You wouldn't jump Oregon
Ole Miss because Ole Miss beat LSU.
You know what would have happened though? Penn State would not be. Florida State would have been higher. Penn State would have dropped lower.
I'm looking at this. They would have probably.
Penn State and Georgia would have dropped lower.
You could have made a case. Now
they would have probably been number 6, maybe.
I was going to say, just for argument's sake, for excitement's sake, you could make a case that it would be today 3 versus number 5, because I think the voters could be persuaded to put Florida State ahead of Oklahoma, who's currently 5th, and Texas A&M, who's currently 6th. Just for funsies. I could see that.
You know what? And yes. And the game would have been hype.
Yeah.
Like that, it would have been hyper. It would have been more hype. I definitely think that the Fowler and Herb Street would have done that game. Obviously,
they would have liked
game day would have been there instead of going to Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, but like, come on, Tallahassee or Tuscaloosa. Anywhere.
No. Listen,
Tuscaloosa or anywhere.
I've heard there's some good girls.
I got to give credit where credit's due. Tallahassee and Tuscaloosa got some action.
Yeah, they got. I'm not.
I've been on both campuses.
I'm not knocking Tuscaloosa. I've seen.
Terrible nightlife in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, it's called Tuscaloosa for Christ's sake.
But they got some bad ones. They do have some bad ones.
I heard they got some bad ones, but nothing like Florida State. Florida State, that the ratio is 6-1. Like, you know what I mean?
There's a couple schools that are known for it.
Miami as well.
Schools, I'm saying though, not cities.
No.
Schools are known for it. Florida State's known for it. Arizona State's known for it.
You talk about college.
For bad ones.
Universities.
Bad ones.
But Miami's got bad ones too. But nonetheless, Florida State, they had one last week. It would have been probably 3 versus 6. And
thank you for reeling me back.
The hype, I know where it could have gone left. But they lost.
Yeah.
And this is why
I'm disappointed a little bit.
But here's the thing.
And actually kind of, if you're a Miami fan, you wanted to win because now they're desperate. Their backs are against the wall a little bit for the ACC.
with the college football playoffs, you can get in with 2 losses, but
Mhm.
you're better not having a loss or just having 1 loss.
But having 2 losses in a row in the ACC really hurts your
Well,
ACC
you're not
championship chances.
gonna have a chance to get to the ACC championship.
Yeah,
game.
so their backs against the wall.
So
You're
their
playing a
backs are
desperate
against the
team.
wall. This is their basically this is their make it or break it game for the season now. Like, beating Alabama is great. Alabama beating Georgia last week is great. That strengthens your schedule. Florida State's gonna be playing desperate.
Mhm.
Their quarterback's been talking a lot of, he's been talking a lot of ish.
Castellanos talks a lot always.
But it's not like,
talks a lot.
he does talk a lot,
But he
but
backs
it's
it
not
up a lot too.
he does back it up. I'm not saying his talk is like, bulletin board material type of stuff, but you want to shut him up.
Tommy
You want to shut
Castellanos.
him up.
He's not a Florida guy. He's a Miami guy. Well, he's born in Miami.
You still want to shut him up.
Yeah.
He's the op. And he's been talking and saying that he's never seen 2 on-field stormings for one team. So what he was basically saying after beating Alabama in the first game of the season, he thinks that Florida State's student body is going to be rushing the field today against Miami. And no.
So he's kind of baiting the fan base.
He's baiting the fan base to do what Virginia did to them last week.
All right, Tommy Castellanos, we'll see you. I got a guy called Ruben Bain, Hakeem Mesidor. I got those guys coming for you. Tyreek Hill spoke during Friday's meetings and gave a motivational speech to his teammates. Of course, the Dolphins, they face the Chuba Hubbard-less Carolina Panthers tomorrow at 1. So they're going to be without their star running back. Should be a good one. Man, this one's going to be exciting. It's going to kind of get buried with a little bit of the Miami-Florida State game and just everything that's going on. But, man, this Major League Baseball playoffs are always so exciting. At 2 o'clock, you get Brewers and Cubs. At 4, yes, Vlad, Blue Jays, Yankees. 6:30, Dodgers, Phillies, and 8:30, Mariners, Tigers. All games, first game of their series. Man, that Yankees pitcher the other night, Schlittler, I got to be careful. Rookie goes out there and just throwing bullets.
What I love about him, we call him Cam so that we don't get in trouble with saying the last name. So
yeah, just be careful with how you say his last name.
He's from there. He's from Boston, and he said a lot of his friends, a lot of people in his town was giving him his family a lot of strife, a lot of ridicule. Like they were trolling, they were being pretty much a-holes, for lack of a better term. And he said it gave him more motivation so that when he goes back home during the off season, he's gonna be peacocking. He's gonna be like, yeah, sent you guys home. It was great. Oh my God. Haven't felt like that in a long time, bro.
And who you did it against too probably makes you.
Oh, listen. Can't lose to them anymore. You know how you don't want to lose to Florida State or Notre Dame? That's Boston. Even more. Can't lose to them.
I hear that.
You know what felt great this year, Dan? Cousin? My teams eliminated the Celtics and the Red Sox.
There you go.
That 2025 is great.
Gotta feel good, man. Gotta feel good. The Heat do open the preseason in San Juan, Puerto Rico today. They face the Magic at 8. That's on our station 560 WQAM. Did you hear this? Texas Rangers have hired former Marlins manager Skip Schumacher.
So yeah, I saw that. So Skip was manager of the year in 2023.
They told him the first couple of games of the year we're not going to renew his contract.
Right after being manager of the year. I was like, damn. And then, so if you really think about it, the Marlins, other than last year, the Marlins had some good seasons, man.
Yeah, as much as people want to say the Marlins are a dumpster fire, they have not been.
They made the playoff in 2023.
They had kind of a down year last year.
Well, that's because, I mean, damn, if you know you're about to get fired,
they were cleaning house.
They were cleaning house, and in 2025, give credit to
500.
Clay McCullough, and they were 6 games, right?
6 or 5 games below
6 or 5 games below 500, something like that. Would it have to be even?
It would have to be even, so you get 6, yeah. Inter Miami hosts the New England Revolution tonight at 7:30. That's the return of Leo Campana, one of our favorite former Inter Miami players. Of course, Inter Miami, I don't think mathematically they're eliminated from winning the Supporters Shield this year, but they'd have to win everything and everybody ahead of them have to lose. It's just, no, they're not worried about the Supporters Shield this year, which is winning the regular season. It is all about the MLS Cup. Panthers have an exhibition game tonight at 7 against the Lightning at Amerant Bank Arena. They open the season Tuesday, 5 o'clock against the Chicago Blackhawks.
They play like the Lightning like 5 times during the preseason.
Yeah, they played Carolina and the Lightning a lot, so they try to eliminate your travel time. But let's see. Las Vegas Aces defeated the Phoenix Mercury 89-86 in Game 1 of the WNBA Finals. Game 2 tomorrow at 3 o'clock. FIU plays UConn at 3:30. FAU is at Rice, 7 o'clock. So that's for the FIU and FAU fans. I was by FAU the other day.
Yes, you were last weekend, right?
I was up in West Palm, so I passed FAU a couple times, man. That is a long drive up to West Palm. So if you're making the trip from West Palm down here to Miami, I don't know why.
I mean, from where you stay, yeah, that's a long
But even
drive.
from like parts of Broward, it's a pretty far drive.
No, not FAU.
Not FAU. Yeah, FAU, but
yeah.
FAU's in Boca, right?
Right. That's like right there.
That's a little closer. And it's right off the interstate, so it's a nice little drive. Speaking of nice little drive, let's take a nice little drive into the day spa. A California woman named Kirchi owns the world's largest Polly Pocket collection.
Polly Pocket? What's that?
Kirchi owns the world's largest Polly Pocket collection. Get your mind out the gutter. They're little toys. They're little. Get your mind out of the gutter. They're little pocket toys. You know, the little cutesy toys. Kirchi.
Okay.
Do you own any? Yeah, obviously you don't own any Polly Pockets.
No. I'm asking you, what the hell is that?
It's a toy. It's a little, just like collector's toy. Similar to Beanie Babies, except they're not.
Okay, you just could have just said Beanie Babies, but they're not Beanie Babies?
It's called Polly Pocket.
Whatever.
Don't look it up right now. Don't type in Polly Pocket, okay?
I'm not typing Polly.
So we're going to do the pregame to the pregame. We're going to be talking about the U pretty much all day. Real quick, though, Vlad, in the next segment, I have not really talked to you very much outside of the postgame about this Tyreek Hill situation. What does it mean for him? What does it mean for the Dolphins? What does it mean for the NFL season? Hold tight. That's next here on Sports Day 104.3 FM WQAM.
560 WQAM.
We have a big game tonight. Miami Hurricanes.
We do.
Versus Florida State. The only way it could be bigger is if Florida State would have held up their end of the bargain and beat Virginia last Friday. I'm really upset about that.
Why?
Because hold up your end of the bargain.
Listen, I was at first, but then it's like, who cares? You just, as long as you win.
Yeah, it really is just about winning.
You just got to win. Take care of your business. Like, look what happened last year. Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois. That was their only loss last year.
Well, until Ohio State.
Until the national title game.
Got another big one tomorrow. Another not must win, but you really should win for the Miami Dolphins as they play the Carolina Panthers. That is going to be a 1:00 kickoff, but they're going to be doing it sans Tyreek Hill. Very nasty injury. Vlad, you were at the stadium. I'm sure the stadium was very, very, I don't even know what the word to be, concerned and tense after seeing what happened, because it was a nasty looking injury.
A hush.
I was worried just seeing.
There was a hush that fell over the crowd, over the stadium. And I think him reacting the way he did made everybody feel better. So I will give Tyreek this. That man's gone through a lot over the past, his whole NFL career.
I mean, his college career too.
And, self-inflicted.
He's had a rough year, I will say that.
But that was not the way you wanted to see that man go season end. You didn't want his season to end, and then that injury there was sadness. You felt bad for him, but I give him his one thing about Tyreek, he has joy. And it was great to see, like, his personality was still there.
And for a guy that was quote unquote quit on the team last year at the end against the Jets game, he showed his heart and he showed his leadership and he showed his love for his teames by the way he reacted when he knew pretty much his season was over.
Hearing that he came yesterday to inspire them, it was a continuation of everything that you've heard. Like, you heard Jalen Waddle, you heard, like, when talking to the guys after the game, that, that's his twin, and he just kept on telling them, finish the game, finish strong. And that, say what you want. He doesn't have to have the C on his jersey, as many people always say, especially Leroy, but he's a leader. They listen to him. They look up to him. They look for him to lead. They look for him to give them wisdom, and he did. And it was great to see him come yesterday and talk to the team and feel like he's still going to be a part of this team, whether he's on the field or not.
And this could be a tipping point for this team in a good way or a bad way. In the good way, it could galvanize the team and get them to say, look, we got this. We need to win. We need to do this for Tyreek. Everyone needs to step up. Everyone needs to be accountable. As we said in the preseason, everyone needs to be a leader, have the good culture. But that could be a tipping point in the other way where the team could say, well, that's where the beginning of the end started because we lost Tyreek Hill. What's the point? Do you think that this team offensively can be as productive without Tyreek Hill? Because granted, he is arguably our best player.
Yeah, but we were saying this offense was changing with Tyreek.
Yes.
We said there's no more of that long, quick strike ability, like boom, 2-play drives or, bombs. No, they are going to do. You know who they are? Well, not they. They're like the team version of the Niners. You saw the Niner game Thursday against the Rams. How, even with all these injuries, Kyle Shanahan figured out a ways to drive the ball, drive the ball down the field to get points. That is the same thing the Dolphins will have to do, and probably have to do. Even more now, because there was always the fear of that quick strike ability. Well, as long as you had Tyreek and Waddle there. Now that you don't have Tyreek there, it's going to be drives. It's going to be creative ways. And Mike McDaniel, give him credit. The last 2 weeks, he's come up with great offensive game plans against the Bills and the Jets. And he's put points up and put his team in position to win games.
Is this one of the situations where everyone does step up the ball, kind of, for lack of a better term, kind of a Stephon Diggs situation where, what are the Bills going to do without Stephon Diggs? And lo and behold, the offense, not that it got better.
Yeah, no.
But that it got more diverse.
No.
You're losing such a talented player, though, in Tyreek Hill.
And also the Bills got 17. 17 does things Tua can't. So,
But there was more distribution and maybe
there is,
balance.
but it's still 17. Like, I'm not worried with 17 on the field. With Tua, you're taking away one of his biggest weapons, we're all going to see a lot of things. Is this offense too Tyreek dependent? That's been the narrative for the past 2-3 years, that this offense is so Tyreek centric that once he's not in the game, or if he's banged up, if he's gone for the year, the offense is going to go into shambles.
Well,
we're going to see now.
We saw that in that first Monday night game against the Tennessee Titans when Tyreek Hill got hurt and the offense did absolutely nothing. He came back in the game and all of a sudden he started catching passes everywhere. But now this is a different team. Is this a team now that has the balance? And you got a Darren Waller. We don't know what the rest of the season is going to look like.
He had a great one. He had a great week one.
Let's not announce him the offensive player of the year.
And listen, we all got E-Crow for 1 week. We didn't think he was going to live up to what he did on Monday night. He shut the critics up. But guess what? You got to do it continuously.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, wow, all right, you got 1 week against the, my Jets. They were winless as well. Now, can you do it against Carolina? Can you do it the following week against the Chargers?
You're going to have to, though.
And you're going to have to, because now there's no Tyreek.
There's going to have to be a step up from Jalen Waller. There's going to have to be a step up from Darren Waller. There's going to have to be a step up from Malik Washington. There's going to have to be a step up from Devon Achane.
I don't think you need to step up from Devon Achane. Just continuously do what you've been doing the last 2 seasons. He's been the best offensive weapon
I hate to be like this,
the
lad.
Dolphins had.
You do need him to step up, even more so than he already has this year.
I don't think it's about stepping up unless you're going to give him more. Now, if you're going to give him more, put more on his plate, I think he can handle that. That's what I think. I think Devon Achane has been your best offensive weapon the last 2 years. And I think you're going to have to you're going to have to input more with Ollie Gordon.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting to see, of course, tomorrow and in the coming weeks, how truly Tyreek Hill centric this offense was and how much they're going to miss Tyreek Hill, or how little they're going to miss Tyreek Hill. It's going to be interesting to see how much of a pillar of this offense and of this team Tyreek Hill was. And now, of course, he'll still be around emotionally, but pillar-wise, how much did this team rely on Tyreek Hill, and how much can they rally around his injury?
And the fear factor. That's it. Offensive, defense, and that's the thing we've been saying over the last year or so with the Dolphins. The teams figured them. I don't want to say figured them out,
but they did a lot of too deep.
Teams have defensively schemed ways to limit the big play, the bombs, all of that. Mm-hmm. So where you had to be more, I would say, dependent on drives, long drives, quick plays, driving down the field, no more long play, no more 70-point game days are gone.
Vlad, what you've seen,
that it's over. Now it's about
the long drive.
It's about the long drives. And we saw it. We saw it during the preseason, and I give him credit. And I hope he can do this at the end of the year. He is, and I'm talking about Mike McDaniel, he's game planning. He's very. If you take away week 1.
Right. I want to say that.
Take week 1 away. He's schemed ways for the team to score and have a chance to win.
I'll say
now, I know his ass is on the, his ass is still on the floor.
It's all about wins and losses.
It's all about wins and losses.
It don't matter about nothing else.
But can't knock the man if he's not giving his team a chance to win.
Now, Vlad, I was in the middle of nowhere with no reception, no nothing. But the 2 games that I have seen this year and worked on this year, I'll say this, against the Bills and the Jets, and this is maybe going out on a limb too much, Mike McDaniel has done his best coaching job this year.
I mean, he's still going to get it. I mean, if you still lose, you still get drafted.
That's what I'm saying. It's about wins and losses.
But,
but I think he realizes what he has. He realizes what his limitations are. He realizes what his strengths are. And I feel as though he's playing towards it.
I mean, that Shanahan tree, they're good. It's good.
They're
good.
That's Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan, by the way, proven once again that what you say, Vlad, the quarterback ain't the star of the team.
No, and it's never been him. And by the way,
Mac Jones.
By the way, that's the quarterback he's always wanted.
Mac Jones.
No, that's Mac Jones. That's the quarterback he's always wanted.
I like that. Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. Come on, got you. Mac Jones.
That's the
Come on.
no, because that's the quarterback he always wanted.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
what he
quarterback
wants.
he wanted in that draft. He didn't want Trey Lance. That was
He
Lynch that
he
wanted
doesn't
Lance.
want Jordan Love. He doesn't
Nah, he
want
wants
anybody
a
that's a
guy
star.
He wants a guy that's gonna do what he tells them to do. Same thing, same way with Sean McVay, same way with Kevin O'Connell, and I think the same way with Mike McDaniel. That I have the plays. I will scheme up the plays. I have the weapons for you to be successful. All you have to do is listen to what I tell you.
Buy in. That's all you got to do, they say. And for Kyle Shanahan, it has surely worked. That's for sure. Speaking of quarterbacks, I'm all bought in on Carson Beck. We're going to talk about how he got here to the U specifically next here on Sports Day 1043 FM WQAM.
560 WQAM.
In Carson Beck, we trust. He has been through some of the biggest of big games. All those years as a Georgia Bulldog, deciding to transfer for one and done right here in South Florida with Miami. USA Today's John Luisa, he writes an article titled, "Why did Carson Beck transfer to Miami? Former Georgia QB's decision explained." Of course, Carson Beck, he led Georgia, fifth year quarterback. Very successful start with Miami. Pretty had success over there 4 years with Georgia. Now remember, he gets hurt in that SEC championship game. And then he declared for the NFL draft. Don't forget, he declared for the NFL draft December 28th. He underwent the surgery for UCL. Then he decided, you know what, come back to college January 9th. He entered the transfer portal, and a week later, proclaimed he is committed to the U. Trying to look into reasons why Carson Beck. He says the reason why is an offensive fit for him. Think he saw what Cam Ward did and said, yeah, that looks pretty good. Think he looked and saw Francis Mauigoa and that offensive line and said, yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe he looked and saw his girlfriend, Hannah Cavender, at the time and said, that looks pretty good. And then, Vlad, one of the main reasons or reasons why Carson Beck came to Miami. Can you guess the main reason or main reasons?
Offensive line.
And $4.5 million possible.
I mean, obviously.
I'm just trying to.
I know, because I know what people would want of me to say.
And Carson Beck's played the part. He said,
his girl, his ex was there and all that stuff. And then on that, it's not about that, man. No. It was about a chance of winning a national title, sticking it up the SEC and Georgia fans and, who kind of were down on them. They were down on them. The man gets hurt and they were, it was like, all right, next man up. And it is that you feel bad for when a guy goes down, but it is the next man up. And he saw that his time in Georgia was done, and he had 4.5 million good reasons to come to the U. And so far, he's put up good numbers. I was shocked that people were down on him after the Florida.
We kept talking about,
people were really down on his play.
I
heard Gino Toretta talk about, he wasn't too impressed with his game, and Florida's got a good defense. It's still the Gators. They still get great talent over there.
Yes,
it's just that their coaching stinks, but they still got some. They got some thoroughbreds out there in Gainesville. The same way they got thoroughbreds in Tallahassee. And I thought he played a good game, and they did enough they did what they needed to do to win. Here's the funny thing about I think that narratives with the U is funny this season because they had a great offense last year. Defense wasn't up to par. This year, the defense is living up to defense is unbelievable. Ruben Bain is everybody's All-American, everybody's favorite, to the point everybody thinks he might be the number one pick in next year's NFL draft. That's the way he's playing. And the offense is still playing well. The receivers, you thought that the receiving core was going to take a drop. They haven't.
Mm-mm.
Running game is there. Offensive line is still good. And Carson Beck is showing you that he's not Cam Ward, but he's doing a pretty damn good job of running this offense.
Carson Beck knows what it takes. That's what I think. It's one of those things. And Mario Cristobal, this is the way he wants the team to be. This is finally the true team that Mario Cristobal has always wanted. A team that has a quarterback that can handle any situation, an offensive line that is probably the best offensive line in the country, and a running game you can lean on. And now you got a defense to back it up. But man, Carson Beck, it's kind of an easy decision to come to Miami. Now, don't forget, coming out of high school, Carson Beck originally did commit to the U. So there is that tie there. Then he goes to Georgia. He was a backup, won some national championships, won some big games at Georgia, played really well at Georgia, gets hurt, doesn't know if he's ever going to be able to throw the ball again after tearing that UCL. Miami took a risk on him in a way. Carson Beck saw what Cam Ward did by transferring to the U, saw the same situation he could possibly go into. Then you throw in $4.5 million possibly. And at the time, he had a girlfriend here, which, once again, Vlad, I don't think that had a major contributing factor, but it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt. So you look at that whole situation, you say, it's a pretty good situation to be in right there for Carson Beck. That's a pretty easy decision to make. Glad to have him. I'm high on him. I'll say that. I'm high on Carson Beck.
Just don't lose today.
Once again, make me say this again next week when we're back on the air.
Yeah, just don't lose tonight. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we are back on the air next week. Yeah, we're going to do a full show. So
I believe in Carson Beck. I believe in this offensive line. I believe in Mario Cristobal. I believe in Corey Heatherman so far. Just make me
I believe in his defense. I believe in Jason Taylor and what he's done with these D linemen. I believe in this defensive coordinator. This is Mario's team.
That's what I said. This is the team he's wanted since
this is his team. He had to get all the bad out from the Manny Diaz time.
Or all the non-congruent pieces. He just had a different vision.
He had to get it. It's his team. This is year 4. This is the line. The offensive line is the offensive line that we've always known Mario to be able to put forth, especially what you see in Oregon. Oh, you saw what he did in Oregon. This is his team, and this defense is totally different than the defense that we saw last year. This defense is, they did a piece on it with Nick Saban on College Game Day. Like you could tell. This is why. All right, you know what? I'll give you this on the Florida State messing up the church's money. You could tell a lot of stuff that they were planning to do on game day was focused on the U and Florida State. And then everything changed after Florida State lost to Virginia. But I think that a lot of the stuff was going to be about the rivalry and the change that Florida State, that Miami's defense has done in 1 year. Because last year, the defense was, it was terrible. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing more you can say. It was just the defense was not to the levels that it is these first 4 weeks of the season, or the first 4 games they played in the season.
Canes defense, Carson Beck, Mario Cristobal, Miami Hurricanes, we believe in you. Make us say that again starting tomorrow. With that being said, I expect a dogfight tonight. It's never an easy one between Miami and Florida State. We're the pregame to the pregame. We're leading you up to 3 o'clock. Let's get into the next hour next with my cousin Vladimir Loso. I am Dan Day. You're listening to Sports Day on 104.3 FM WQAM. Seems like I say this almost every single Saturday.
What's that?
This is what you live for. You got Miami, Florida State, rivalry, but not just a rivalry, an important game for both teams. Miami, third in the country, trying to keep alive the undefeated season, the lead in the ACC, and the college football playoff hopes. Florida State coming off a loss. Feels as though they really need a win this week because 2 losses back-to-back in the ACC doesn't look too good getting to the ACC championship game and the college football playoffs.
Yeah. Listen, we know that we know the ACC is not loved and feared like the Big Ten and the SEC is, right?
Exactly.
So with Clemson stinking, but they are whipping North Carolina's ass right now, and we don't really know what Florida State's gonna look like. Miami's really got a clear path to the college football playoffs if they beat Florida State tonight. Georgia Tech is probably gonna be Georgia Tech. Who else? What's the big game? Louisville.
Yep.
Those games, might be against ranked. They might be ranked by the time that the U face them. But if you look at the U schedule, strength of schedule, you need some of these games. You need to put on. You need to put on, basically. That's it. You just need to put on because the schedule is not going to look as strong as it once did a couple of weeks ago. Because Florida, you would have thought they were ranked, but that once they lost to South Florida, they lost. South Florida became a ranked team. They lost. Florida State is ranked, but they suffered a bad loss to Virginia. So a second loss. Yeah. Strength of schedule is not going to matter much to the U if you're looking at the certain teams, but it doesn't matter as long as you win.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Miami does need to keep pace though in the ACC. This is their first ACC game of the year. This is their first road game of the year against Florida State. There are a few undefeated teams still left in the ACC: Georgia Tech, Louisville, Cal, by the way, Virginia, and Duke. Miami, try and just keep pace with them. Florida, you get 2 losses. That's a lot of undefeated teams that you are now 2 games behind if Florida State loses. That is a lot of undefeated teams that you are 2 games behind, and you lose the head-to-head to the Miami Hurricanes, and you lose the head-to-head to Virginia. You're in a very, very, very tight spot if you want to try to get to even the ACC championship game. So tonight, rivalry aside, this is a big game for both teams. You can chime in 305-567-0560 or jump on the YouTube or Twitch. A lot of people have been active lately. Dr. Toboggan echoing our sentiments. It's Sports Fest season. Everything is on. Pro football, college football, baseball, playoffs, hockey. We got basketball tonight with the Heat, the WNBA finals. It's all here. We got you covered. Speaking of the playoffs, someone did Twitch in. Vlad looks like a tourist with all that Yankees gear on. If you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, 104.3 FM WQAM, Vlad looks like he maybe looks a little bit like Jazz Chisholm right now.
I don't mind that.
No, I'm not it's not mean.
I don't mind that. I don't care, bro.
Y'all know, and Yankee.
Listen, you know what I would be wearing today? It would be all caned out, but it's I'm trying to levels, you know what I'm saying? Like levels. What's more important? This is an important game. This is a rival. Florida State UM it don't get bigger than this.
No, it's one of the marquee rivalries in college football.
Right. But I'm just went through a rivalry. I'm still it's postseason baseball is different.
I understand.
October baseball is different.
What just off the top of the head, don't overthink it too much. The marquee rivalries in college football, you got Ohio State, Michigan,
Miami, Florida State,
Florida, Georgia, Cal, Stanford,
Alabama,
Auburn,
Alabama. Once again, Alabama, Georgia.
I'm trying not to overthink it. To me, I'm just trying to think like off the top of the head, you rattle them off. It's Miami, Florida State. That's one of the top 5 ones in there.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely say that.
Mm-hmm. Especially when they're good.
And you got to throw in, like I said, you got to throw in Cal and Stanford for the obvious reasons.
Nah, I'm not. What? Because the band's on the field? Hell no.
Yeah, that's it?
No, hell no. And OU OU
Texas, the Red River rivalry.
Red River rivalry.
Say that 3 times fast. But yeah, like that. And when I say marquee, like the ones that are just off the top of your head, this is one of them. This is what you live for. This is why you get up early on Saturday. This is why you say your prayers Monday through Friday. Saturday, probably say a lot more prayers. And then hopefully tomorrow you go to church and say thankful prayers. But this is one of the big reasons why you are a college football fan, and this is what you live for. It's what you want. And if
Randy says, let's not forget FAU versus FIU.
Let's not forget. Let's not overthink it. But yeah, FAU, FIU. That rivalry has already been played.
Oh, and here's the other thing. This is the final Florida team.
This is for the state championship.
This is for the state championship. Oh, I mean, for Miami.
Right. You win today, you win the state championship.
Yeah.
Because you've beaten
every one of them.
Florida.
Now, if FSU wins, they have to beat, all they have to do is beat Florida, then they're the state champ.
Yep, that's it.
So you beat FSU tonight. You are without a doubt the state champs of Florida, and without a doubt, the best team in the ACC.
Yes.
Even though they lost to Virginia last week, but in retrospect, they're still the last big team, ranked team, named team, known team that Miami's going to play.
Hurricanes set everything up with a win tonight. Everything they want
for you
is right in front of you for you to take.
On the road in Tallahassee, you win. You're the third ranked team. You're not going to be. You're going to stay third ranked,
and you don't care.
Move
I
up.
don't
Who cares? I don't care.
Cares?
But
who cares?
Everything's at your disposal. This is it.
Vlad, you win tonight, and pardon my bad grammar, but you don't need no help. Miami wins tonight. They don't need no help. They do their own business.
No, you don't. You never need help. You run the stuff right now. You're the best team in the ACC, and right now you're one of the top teams in all of college football. You win tonight on the road, national TV against your biggest rival. Nobody
against
can say
your third-ranked team this season too. By the way,
right? That's what I'm saying.
Nice resume. You beat Notre Dame. You beat Florida. They're an SEC team.
They beat Florida State. They're not ranked anymore.
No, but I'm just saying you beat South Florida, who's ranked. It's pretty good resume
there. Yeah, I mean,
pretty good resume.
If everybody else continues doing what they're supposed to,
pretty good resume so far. But once again, win tonight. Win.
God, thank God I took Clemson. Wow. 8-3. They scored a touchdown. Touchdown what, off the kickoff, you said?
If it wasn't off the kickoff, it was on the first place because it was a minute into the game and it was already 7-0 Clemson over North Carolina.
Georgia's up 14-7 over Kentucky.
Blinked. Tonight's kickoff for the game is 7:30. Of course, we're going to take you up to 3 o'clock. Then Danny Rabinowitz and Brian Monroe going to get the official pregame started. Then Joe Zagacki, Don Bailey Jr. call of the game. Then postgame with Alex Dono going to take you until 2 a.m. You know I'm going to be listening, Vlad. So when I leave this radio station, I got nothing else to do.
Yeah, because it'll be
late.
Yeah, well, and then you'll be back here tomorrow.
Can't wait for post game, man.
For game day uncensored post game.
For the
game. Listen,
they know you got it right, Vlad. Listen, just listen to us. We got you covered.
Just listen. If you want hockey, basketball,
got you.
College football, NFL. And soccer, just listen to 104.3 FM WQAM. That's it.
Yep. Perfect. Couldn't put it better. Tyreek Hill spoke to the team yesterday during meetings, giving them motivational speech. Dolphins, of course, they're down wide receiver 1, but the Carolina Panthers are down running back 1. Chuba Hubbard not going to be playing tomorrow. So the Dolphins catch a little bit of a break right there. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock. This is to find out what team is real and what team has a chance this season and what team is in total despair, because I'm hearing a lot of bad things about the Carolina Panthers inside and out of the organization.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, we know outside the organization, the owner, the owner's the owner, but I really like Bryce Young.
You do?
I like Bryce Young.
I know there's the Alabama bias. I never was impressed with him.
I like Bryce Young.
Never.
The size-wise, I didn't think the kid, he doesn't look prototypical. I
don't mind that.
But I just thought the kid never bothered me. And the kid has gone through a lot in his first couple of seasons in Carolina. And I thought when he got benched last year, I thought it was a great thing for him because he came back and played very well in the second half of the year. They beat the living piss out of Atlanta, and they almost upsetted Arizona if it wasn't from it wasn't a great play by a certain former Dolphin that we would definitely love to have back. Calais, he's a giant. Campbell, but this is a winnable game for the Miami Dolphins. But however, Carolina's looking at Miami as that's a winnable game for us too.
Let's turn our season around.
Both teams are 1-3, so yeah.
This is what I'm hearing from the Carolina fan base and some of the chatter is they feel as though there isn't really any difference between old man Andy Dalton
and Bryce Young.
That's what the fan base feels. Now
I don't know about that.
I know who I would if I were a fan base, what I'd prefer to go with.
I'm going with Bryce,
right?
And I'm going with and
you got to go with the number one overall pick
and Tate McMillan.
Yeah,
that kid has been impressive in his first 4 games as a rookie wide receiver. So I'm not looking at them. You can't look if you're Miami. You can't look at anybody as this is easy. This is no.
Any given Sunday is what we always say.
Yeah, right.
It's
because
true.
We saw what they've done.
We saw a team. Oh my goodness, Vlad. Thursday morning, I was here, Joe Rose show. You would have sworn there was no reason to play the Thursday night game between the 49ers and the Rams. If you're stupid enough to take the 49ers and not the points, and then someone even said, I'm not going to say who it was, but it's not anybody that works in this building. Someone even said, I have a sneaking suspicion the 49ers are just going to throw the game because they don't want to give away too much for the next time they play the Rams when they're healthy. That's how much people thought it was a foregone conclusion. So, of course, you know what I did. I was like, man.
You put money on the Niners.
Like, you know the 49ers are going to win this bad boy. Sure enough.
I was one who thought that the Rams was going to win. I didn't know.
It's any given Sunday.
But
Thursday.
Yeah. I mean, you go into injuries, but you got to go with the guy. Coaching matters.
Yes. Especially at the highest level.
And Kyle Shanahan is one of the best coaches out there. Now,
don't get it twisted. I hate the 49ers.
Don't get it twisted. Rams could have won that game. Couple turnovers that did happen. But like we said, any given Sunday, you can't. If you're a better team, you can't give a team chances. And when you turn the ball over in the red zone, you're just going to give a team chances. Yeah, and look, and they know you. It's a rivalry game.
It's a rivalry game. But if you don't believe in any given Sunday, the Bills have had their hands full with the Dolphins and the Saints back-to-back weeks. Hands full.
And they're playing tomorrow night against the Patriots with that. Always give them problems. So, yeah, any given Sunday. So, Dolphins can't go into Carolina thinking that, we're
the better team. We're going to
win. We win this. Okay, we're 2-3 now. When we have a chance to be 3-3. No, you have to. It's one game at a time. You got to look at that. And when you start the season 0-3, everybody's going to look at the other teams on the schedule. Are going to look at you as, you're beatable.
Yep, get games, you get wins, pile up W's.
And we already know that the league already had labeled the Dolphins a certain way that us fans or media who covered the team didn't at least originally think that. And then once you saw what was going on, you started seeing, that narrative that the Dolphins are not as good as people think they are is happening.
Through the first three games. We'll see tomorrow, 1:00.
Who knows?
Now, we got baseball today. This excites me. Major League Baseball playoffs, always so cool. 2:00. Brewers and the Cubs. It's a little Midwest rivalry. 4:00. Little interdivision rivalry. Blue Jays, Yankees.
Both are interdivision rivalries.
That's true. That's right. I forgot the Brewers about 25 years ago moved over to the National League. It literally was 25 years ago.
I mean, they are in the same division.
They are. You're right. 6:30, the Dodgers and the Phillies. Then at 8:30, the Mariners and the Tigers.
You got star power in every series.
All game runs.
Chicago. You got the rivalry between the Brewers and the Cubs. Mind you, remember, the Cubs had to trade to get the Brewers manager. The Cubs manager, Craig Counsell, former Marlin, is also the Brewers' former manager and led them to the postseason. and the Cubs wanted Craig Counsell, so they had to give up things to get Craig Counsell. And lo and behold, Craig Counsell got them to the wild card, and now they're facing each other.
Should be great.
Then you got Yankees, Blue Jays. It's you got the 6 versus the 7, 7-1-8, 2-1-2.
But a team last year that made it all the way to the World Series.
Team I went to last year. I went to the World Series against the team that beat them in the division. Beat them in the tie break. Judge, Guerrero Jr., who you got? Stanton. We got a lot. Gosman, Schlittler, Fried, and then 6:30. You got that's another marquee star power matchup. You got Shohei, Harper, Schwarber, Mookie, Freeman, Yamato. Like you got you and the Phillies got some great pitchers as well. And one of their guys who went down who could have won the Cy Young. And then in the nightcap, you got Cal Raleigh versus Tyreek Skubal. You know what I mean? Like Tyreek Skubal. So I called him Tyreek like he's black. I just turned Skubal black. Tyreek Skubal. So yeah, you got
it's gonna be fun.
Julio Rodriguez, you got Randy Rosarina.
Big Cuban.
Is he Cuban?
He's from Cuba, but he plays under the Mexican flag.
Yeah, he does play under the Mexican flag.
Yes.
But he's Cuban, though.
He
half Cuban, half Mexican.
He is born on the island, man. It works out that way sometimes in Mexico / Cuba.
And then you got late night college football action.
I got you. 10:30 is our latest game.
Is it?
Yeah.
Come on, what's going on with my Rainbows?
I don't know, man.
What's going on with Hawaii?
We got Fresno.
Are they on a bye week?
I didn't see.
Because we had 2 games last night. That was good. We had BYU.
Yeah.
And then we had San Diego State. We had 3 games actually the late night. That was betting on.
Well, we got 10:30 tonight. Fresno State versus Nevada. I just found out it's Nevada, not Nevada.
No, they don't like you call it Nevada. It's Nevada, yeah.
So it's like an ad in the middle.
Yeah, I heard that.
I asked the Uber driver.
When was that, Lon? A couple of weeks ago when you were out there?
In Vegas,
yeah. You know what? Funny that you mentioned that because prior to going to Nevada, that was being talked about socially about how, they don't like being called Nevada. They want to be called Nevada.
So I did the Uber driver a solid. I said, if you ever go to New Orleans, call it New Orleans, not New Orleans.
Right. They don't people.
It's a dead giveaway.
Arkansas, they don't like, you know what I mean?
Does anybody nobody calls it Arkansas.
It's just people that people are particular about that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm particular about it.
Yeah, people are particular about their places.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of Nevada, the Las Vegas Aces defeated the Phoenix Mercury 89-86 in Game 1 of the WNBA Finals. Game 2 tomorrow at 3. Got some good action tonight. Panthers exhibition.
WNBA, man. Woo. Boy, there's nothing better than
my Minnesota Lynx got eliminated though.
Yeah, but Fee went off. Fee went off on the commissioner.
Oh,
Kathy Engelbert.
Whoo. I had to take a bath after that one. I felt dirty, man.
She went in. That was some good.
Nafisa Collier went in so bad that now people are calling for the commissioner's resignation.
And they all got her back. Like, you got to understand, Nafisa,
she's a class act.
She's a class act. Like, there's not a bad word you could say about that woman. Oh, what happened here? Oh, and Fee went off. Like, she waited. You could tell when somebody has something written like that. This wasn't something that was off the cuff. They took their time to write down every feeling, every thought that they had. And she went in. We got the best players in the world. We got the best fan, but we got the worst management. Ouch.
Yeah.
That's nasty work.
Man, yeah. It was kind of crazy, man. So we'll see. The WNBA doing really good. But yeah. So let's get a couple more quick headlines. We do have the Panthers tonight, exhibition game, 7:00. Lightning, that is at Amerant Bank Arena. They open the season Tuesday at 5 against the Chicago Blackhawks. And Inter Miami going to be hosting the New England Revolution tonight at 7:30. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. Alabama man has the world's longest beard at 3 feet 6 inches.
Beard?
Yes, beard. His name, Rudolph Martino. Now you're wondering.
I tell you?
Rudolph Martino. He's a black guy.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
No.
And then I saw his name.
Time out. We're Randolph. We're not Rudolph.
It's Rudolph.
But Rudolph?
It was Rudolph.
Nah, you see, you know by the vowels. If it's an A, there's a good chance it's a brother. If it's a U, there's a good chance it's a white guy.
Rudolf.
Oh, wait a minute. Rudolf. Yeah, that's Rudolph.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know what? My bad. He's Dolph. He's Dolph. That's what he is. Dolph Martino.
Also, he's in Alabama, so you know.
Alabama. He got a
3.5 inch.
Now I ain't gonna hold you, fam. I would have thought somebody from Philadelphia would have had the beard record. Because them Philly cats, they love their beard, man. Like that's what they all about. It's about the beard. They do the thing. But shout out to Rudolph.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right.
It is all about the U, though, today. Jordan McPherson recently wrote an article in the Miami Herald. 10 things we've learned about the Miami Hurricanes after the first 4 games. Let's learn about them next here on Sports Day 104.3 FM WQAM. It is all about the you. We are the pregame to the pregame, leading you up to 3 o'clock. He is my cousin Vladimir Louison. I am a Dan Day. We are hype for this big-time matchup between Miami and Florida State. Jordan McPherson recently writes an article in the Miami Herald saying 10 things we've learned about the Miami Hurricanes after these first 4 games. First observation, Carson Beck doesn't have to be perfect.
No.
We know that. Why does he not have to be perfect? Well, it's real simple. Can rely on other parts of the game, like the running game. Dare I say the defense? When he needs to make passes, he'll make the passes and make the plays. That's another thing Jordan McPherson notices. Miami's 1-2 punch at running back is solid. Hurricanes Mark Fletcher Jr. and Chamar Marty Brown might not have many explosive runs so far this season. They've had menaces. They've been menaces in the backfield. The duo has rushed for 594 yards. And 394 of those have been after first contact. Now, if you're saying that's a nice little 1-2 punch with Mark Fletcher Jr. and Chamar Brown, guess what? Jordan Lyle is supposed to be making a return to the lineup today, and he was supposed to be their starting running back this year before he got hurt early on. So you might have a 1-2-3 punch, Vlad. Dare I say, even more firepower for this offense and offensive line?
Fletcher, a running back? Now you're going to add another one?
Who might be the best of the bunch.
Okay, so more depth.
And of course, another observation, the offensive line paves the way. We've said this from
best line in the country.
We've said this probably the best offensive line, not one of the.
D, no, I said D.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
No, they were D last year to me.
For those who are just casually listening, we're not saying one of the best offensive lines in the country.
They were the best last season, and then they ran it back again, and they're the best offensive line this season.
If you believe in the whole pro football focus thing and the numbers, they have them top 15 nationally offensive line. Run blocking 10th overall, pass blocking 14th overall. I'll tell you, I think they're the number one line in the country.
You're not going to hear me argue.
I'm not going to bait you into that one.
You're not gonna hear me say you're
another
wrong.
Observation: the defense is noticeably better in year one under Corey Heatherman.
Noticeably, that's an understatement, bro.
It is still early in the season,
but nah, fam. Like when you saw the Notre Dame game, you were like, okay, all right. You saw this. All right, forget BCC and all that. BCC was just BCC was what it was. South Florida, what they did to that quarterback who was really putting belt to ass on the first 2 teams they played, which was Boise State and Florida.
And they put a whooping on. And last night they won big.
So they put belt to ass on every team they played except for the U. So when that happened, you're like, okay, this defense is really good. Then what the defense did to Lagway and the Florida Gators, that was really belt to ass. It was like, oh, okay, this team is different.
South Florida beat up on Charlotte last night.
Like they put like 60 on them, right?
Yeah. The final score was 54-26, and it wasn't that close. I was watching it. It wasn't that close.
My bad. It was 6 points short. There was 6 points short from putting a 60 burger on them.
Whew. Now, this is what you know when you say noticeably different under Corey Heatherman, the defense. Miami ranks 15th nationally in yards allowed per game with 244 yards allowed per game. Also, they allow 11.5 points per game. They're tied for 11th in third down conversions allowed, with only 24% third downs being converted on them. They are one of 8 teams that has played at least 4 games to allow no more than 5 touchdowns. This defense, early in the season, now we know it's a long season, it's a copycat league, and everybody watches more and more tape, but early in the season, this defense is living up to what the offensive line is doing, being one of the tops in the nation. And one of the reasons why this defense is so good, you have a healthy Ruben Bain. Ruben Bain Jr. has been the Ruben Bain Jr. that we expect him to be.
And we all know injuries do play factors in all sports. But man, if you're talking about seeing a difference between when one guy is hurt and when he's healthy, and the impact that has on a team, especially on that defensive side. Man, Ruben Bain, a healthy Ruben Bain is the scariest thing in college football right now.
I'll be honest, on defense, yes, his 18 quarterback hurries are number 1 nationally,
and he's so good. We're not even talking about the guy on the opposite side of him,
Hakeem Mesidor,
who's putting he's putting pressure to ass. Like he's putting PTA. Like those two are at the quarterback constantly.
I gotta say this
consistently.
This is an understatement to say Reuben Bain Jr. is having a good season. 18 quarterback hurries, number 1 nationally, 22 quarterback pressures, second nationally. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, and the guy on his opposite side is not too shabby himself.
And when you got a 1-2 punch like that, woo, watch out, Tommy Castellanos coming for you.
Yeah, but he's there's a thing about a mobile quarterback. If you don't get him, yeah,
it gets dangerous, man.
Yeah.
We saw it.
They run, and they got a good running back, and they got a good quarterback who's mobile out the pocket.
And they can win big games at home. They did it the first week of the season against Alabama.
Yes, they did.
Transfers have made an impact for this Miami Hurricanes team. That's obvious, of course, with wide receiver CJ Daniels. He has been great. Keelan Marion, also BYU transfer, has been absolutely solid. And then, of course, you've got Carson Beck, who transferred in. That is wonderful. And then some other guys have come in and really made a big difference on this team. The kicking game has not dropped off. Seriously, the kicking game's been fine this year. You thought Andres Borregales out? No problem. Carter Davis in, 4 for 4. Hit the game winner against Notre Dame, 53-yarder against Florida. No problem with the kicking game. Freshman class, come on. It's made an impact. Malachi Toney. How many times can we say it? Supposed to still be in high school. Playing like a man.
Yeah, don't do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do what we did. They were doing Ryan Williams last year from Alabama. I was getting sick and tired. Oh, he's supposed to be
22 catches, 268
good.
yards, and of course that first touchdown of the season from Carson Beck.
You talking about the catch of the year?
No.
I'm
sorry.
You're
talking about CJ Daniels, or you're talking about Carson?
Yeah.
Malachi Toney just outran the whole defense on that first touchdown that he caught. Hurricanes' path to the playoffs is clear. You know what? It's really simple. I'm not even going to read what he wrote. It's real simple for the Hurricanes. Win every game.
Yeah,
you have it right in front of you.
It's really not that difficult. You win, you're in.
That's what we said. Once again, pardon my bad grammar. We don't need no help. Make it easy. Make it a non-issue. So let's go to Nick Saban. What do you think the Hurricane chances after winning the ACC and going undefeated to make the college football playoffs are this year? Really? You're asking me? Yeah, of course. Yeah. But the Hurricanes, of course, Mario Cristobal, he does preach this. And Vlad, if you listen to him as he's on with Joe Rose pretty much every Monday or Tuesday after a game, it's a one-game season. One game. They're never looking ahead. They're never doing. He preaches that. Now, practice what you preach. It's harder to do than say, but he does seem to have the team pretty locked in, one game at a time.
I really don't think you really want to argue with Coach Cristobal.
Not right now.
And not do what he tells you to do. I really don't. He's kind of intimidating. No, he's not kind of. He's intimidating.
Yeah, I was watching. They had a documentary on. I was at Duffy's, and they had old video of like Mario Cristobal's playing days. He was a mountain of a man, and the pads were a little bigger back then. You can ask Leroy Hoyd, but nonetheless, it's a mountain of a man. He's been in the trenches, man. His toughness.
Yeah.
He's been in the trenches, man. His toughness, he's bringing it with this team. So right now, those are some things. Hopefully we keep noticing more good things from the defense, the offense, the quarterback, the running back, the special teams, the coaching from the U as the weeks go on. I'm very excited about tonight's game. It's going to be a 7:30 kickoff. Our pregame officially starts at 3 o'clock, but we're all about the U the rest of the way. So up next, we're going to take a little walk back in time and look at the history between Florida State and Miami, a very storied history.
Are we going back in the time machine?
We're gonna. Is that what we're doing? We'll go back. We're taking a step back, looking at the history of this very, very storied rivalry next here on Sports Day 104.3 FM WQAM
560 WQAM.
Wide right. Wide right. Tonight, Miami, Florida State write another chapter in their storied rivalry. Last year, Miami took care of business pretty simply, 36-14 over a Florida State team that was just in shambles. Miami was 8-0 after that game. The Florida State Seminoles 1-7. But wide right. November 16th, 1991. A day which will live in infamy forever. If you are a Florida State Seminole, Doak Campbell Stadium, Miami number 2 in the nation, going into their house like they're going in tonight, taking down Florida State. That's the first wide right. Miami went on to win the national championship year that year, Vlad. Were you down here in 1991? I didn't think so.
Hold on. Was I down here in 91? I might have came to visit my dad. My dad was making moves out here, setting down his foundation. So, no, I wasn't. I was in New York. I was still in New York in 91. 92, I might have been down here.
Just a year later at the Orange Bowl.
Oh, yeah, I was here for 92.
October 3rd, 1992. Wide right.
That was a, damn.
Wide right.
That was what, 33 years ago yesterday.
Yeah. And of course, just 2 years ago, not last year, but the year before, the Emory Williams game where Emory Williams put his body on the line to convert a fourth down, breaking his arm. But unfortunately,
wait, wasn't there another one? There was another one, right? Yeah, there was. There was another. Might have been wide left, maybe.
Wide right 3.
Oh, there was a wide right 3. That was
October 7th, 2000.
Yes, Winky and the boys versus Dorsey and the boys.
That is it. Miami 27-24 with just 46 seconds left. You get another wide right. Now you get wide left. Wide left. October 12th, 2022. That was here in South Florida. Wow.
It's been a lot of great memories here, man.
Do you want to go wide right again? The final rendition. January 1st, 2004, the Orange Bowl. This time, wide right was not directly responsible for Florida State's 16-14 loss. They missed it with over 5 minutes left in the game.
But that was, I think that was Florida's, I think that was the U's fourth big bowl game. I think they were the only team that that I can remember that went to the Orange, Fiesta, Sugar, and Rose in 4 consecutive years.
Wow. With such a storied history, the U can still make history for the first time this year. Beating Florida State will help because Miami has never won the ACC. They joined in 2004.
They still haven't won the ACC.
Joined in 2004. Let me read off this list real quick, and you'll get the picture pretty quickly. 2004, they finished 3rd. 2005, 2nd in the Coastal Division. 2006, number 4th in the Coastal, 5th in the Coastal, 4th in the Coastal, 3rd in the Coastal, 2nd in the Coastal, 4th in the Coastal, 3rd, 2nd, 5th, 3rd.
They haven't won.
They won the Coastal one time, but lost in the ACC championship game in 2017.
To Clemson?
Yes. And then, of course, last year they finished 3rd with the thud at the end. This is a chance for Miami. Like I always say, history can always be made. For this Miami team to make University of Miami history.
Damn. So that loss to Syracuse last year caused them to go 4th or 3rd?
They finished 3rd.
To SMU and Clemson.
Yes. Finishing 6-2.
Was it tied for 3rd? Because you would think Syracuse might got the probably get whatever. And we lost to Syracuse. It didn't matter. It derailed all hopes and plans for any postseason play. Any football playoff matter was done. Just don't lose. Don't lose. That's it. Just don't lose. To pull a toe, just a quarter Tobin. Don't lose. Just don't lose. And you win, you're in.
And one more thing, just in case, history decides to repeat itself tonight. Jake Weinberg. Jake Weinberg.
What about Jake?
Just keep history in mind tonight if it gets late and Seminole faithful look towards your leg. Do the right thing.
And miss?
Do the right thing.
And go wide, right?
Jake Weinberg.
Is all you're trying to say? Do the right thing.
I'm
go
just
right
saying.
and go wide.
Jake Weinberg, do the right thing. Do what your destiny has written for you. It's going to be an exciting one tonight. Nonetheless, rivalry game. Doesn't matter that Florida State is coming off a loss. Actually, it kind of does because it seems like their backs are against the wall. But the thing is this, Miami, be the better team. Go out there.
Just win.
Just win, baby. That's what we keep telling you every week. And that's what Mario Cristobal says.
Figure out a way to win. I don't care if it's by 1 or 31. Just figure out a way to win.
I don't care if it takes a triple deflection, back of the end zone, upside down catch. As long as you win, we're good.
Oh, my God. Dude, did you just see this? What just came out under the news?
What's going on?
Former Jet quarterback and NFL Fox analyst Mark Sanchez was stabbed in Indianapolis and is in stable condition.
Okay. Thank goodness.
Jeez, what is going on here?
Goodness, man. He's not in, as long as he's in stable condition.
What happened last week? Ryan Fitzpatrick got stabbed in
Ireland.
In Ireland?
There's a shakedown or something.
What's going? Yo, y'all need to protect these quarterbacks, NFL.
Man, that's very, very that's crazy news right there.
Damn, and they still upset after we beat them in the playoffs from all these years ago. God, praise to Mark Sanchez, man. Jeez.
All right, we're gonna go run down the college football scores and get you ready for Miami, Florida State. Wide right next here on Sports Day 104.3 FM WQAM. It's all about the U. U versus FSU, 7:30 tonight. Hear it right here on 104.3 FM WQAM. We're with you another hour. It's the pregame to the pregame. Vladimir Louison and Dan Day. Then at 3 o'clock, the official pregame with Danny Rabinowitz, Brian Monroe. Then you got Joe Zagacki, Don Bailey Jr. on the call. Alex Dono going to take you till 2 o'clock in the morning.
And then 7 hours of rest. And then we get you ready for NFL football.
9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Game day uncensored pregame with our boy Brendan Tobin and Alejandro Solana. And I think Brittany will be producing. Get you ready for the game. And then after the game, the best damn post-game show in the not only for the Dolphins, but just best damn post-game in the NFL.
I'm telling you, man, it's no holds barred post-game.
Hosted by my cousin.
But every home game, we got Vlad in the locker room, in the stadium, boots on the ground.
Every week. Well, now we do. We didn't have you the first 2 weeks, but from week 3 to now, from and on, we have my boy Dan Day.
You know who the true star of the show is in the post game?
Oh, the callers, the fans, giving you their pure raw emotion right after the game, whether it's a win or a loss.
And we tell you, Vlad, game day uncensored.
It's uncensored.
And this is the thing I tell you about everything. Vlad and I don't have ties to. I'm sorry. Once again, I'm using my bad English. We don't have ties to anybody.
Nope.
We don't owe anybody anything.
No. We owe you the truth.
There's nobody coming to us saying, excuse me, we give you press box or we give you sweet tickets and we don't like you being honest about our team. No. You think, I'm not going to do anything. Like I say, I'm not doing anything absolutely crazy, but you think we're worried about a team calling our boss Lynn and saying we don't appreciate them talking about our team and what we're not doing right? No. Once again, I don't want to get off on a tangent too much, but tell me some scores I want to hear, Vlad. We got some college football going on right now.
Yes, we do.
Tell me some scores I want to hear. Some good scores.
Good scores? Well, if you're in Chapel Hill, it's not good.
Vlad, we're watching it.
Yeah, it's 35-3 in halftime. Clemson's putting a beat down.
The half stadium that was there for the game.
Fam, did you see that? They started walking out.
It was hard for the band to get on the field because so many people were leaving
to leave.
Were leaving
because we saw people. You saw people going down. You're like, oh no, it's just the band going up down. I'm like, no, Dan, you didn't see the others. You didn't see the picture before. People were walking up to leave. So the reason why they were having trouble was because they're going down for the field for halftime, and the fans are going up to leave. We saw this one beautiful sister looking at her phone. I would say, yeah, she's trying to figure out plans. Like you just messed up their whole day. Like you have to understand, bro. When you wake up early to celebrate, to watch a noon game of your team, and they're getting their butt handed to them by before 2 p.m., your whole day might have just got ruined. Now you coming up with backup plans because your whole day's ruined. So your whole night can't be ruined.
No, you got to do something.
You got to figure out something. So, yeah.
35-3
at half. Other games, we got number 12, Georgia leading 21-7 over Kentucky. And they're in the early in the third quarter, and they're about to score. They're in the red zone already. They're in first and goal at UK's 5. Michigan's leading Wisconsin 10-7 in the third. Illinois leading Purdue 30-21. Purdue seemed like they just getting into this game. They were down 30-14, but now there's 30-21.
Brett Bielema, though, I got to give him some credit. That Illinois team doesn't look too shabby.
Hey, the University of Kelsey's, the Cincinnati Bearcats, they're up 31-15 over number 14 Iowa State.
Yeah, and Iowa State's been impressive this year.
Iowa State has been impressive, but they're getting handed by the University of Kelsey's.
Speaking of getting it handed to them, let's see
who else is getting handed to them.
One of the teams will play Miami later this year.
Oh, Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
They're getting asked by Boston College?
They're giving Boston College everything, giving them the business.
Oh, they're giving them the business.
Yes.
Good, because I took Pittsburgh.
31-0. Your bet you're safe, Vlad.
I love it.
31-0.
Yes. Well, that's good. And you know what? I hate that. That's good for me, but that's bad because there's nothing worse than I hate than when Miami goes to Pittsburgh after Thanksgiving.
With everything on the line.
Mm-hmm. Like, I hate that. Those 2 days, schedule them anytime. Don't schedule them last game of the year, Thanksgiving weekend. It's the
Speaking of,
worst.
we went through the history of Florida State.
You
and
don't want to go through
Miami.
that history.
We don't want to go through the history of Pitt.
I don't like anytime Florida. You know what? Can the U finish the year at home? I don't like when they have to finish the year on the road, whether it's Syracuse or Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I don't like to go there. No, we don't fare too well. But those are the early scores. Some big games going on in the afternoon, 3:30. You got Alabama, Vanderbilt. We got Texas, Florida, Penn State, UCLA. And, of course, the big game at night is our game where the U heads to Tallahassee and to storm the Capitol and take over the Florida State Seminoles. Yeah.
And it is looking like your Hawaii Warriors. I don't know what
are they playing?
No, they're on an open date. I think I'm looking for.
They don't have a 12:01 a.m. Sunday night game.
No. It's always gonna be 11:59.
I know, right? So we can get that bet in,
and it's still on Saturday.
And you know why, right? Because we also have Sunday morning football in the NFL, so you can parlay the late night college football game and the NFL early morning game where Dylan Gabriel starts for the first time for the Cleveland Browns as they take on the Minnesota Vikings in Europe.
One more interesting score. The Army Cadets.
The Cadets
are beating UAB 10-7. Army's had a really rough season this year, but they're beating UAB 10-7. So still some time in that one. So we'll see.
Now those are your scores early on. And then we're about to get first pitch of the NLDS between the Brewers and the Cubs. And then 4:10, we have first pitch of the American League Division Series, Yankees and Blue Jays.
Did he just hit a bomb? Did the Cubs just hit a bomb? Dog it.
He just hit a bomb.
On the first at-bat of the game.
First pitch, first at-bat, leadoff home run. Cubs were leading 1-0. And there's a lot of Cub fans in Milwaukee. It's gonna be like Wrigley. It's just like Wrigley Field.
It was the fourth pitch of the game.
Oh, it was the fourth? Okay. Well, fourth pitch, but still leadoff home run.
Those Cubs fans travel, especially when it's a close travel, like
it's like an hour, hour, 2 hours between Milwaukee and Chicago.
Yeah, it's it may be 2 hours.
Yeah, like maybe.
I made the drive
90 minutes, maybe.
I made the drive from Chicago. You fly up into.
That's another great thing. A lot of these series are very close, except for the Dodgers and Phillies, and obviously Seattle and Detroit. But you're gonna have a lot of Brewers fans going to Chicago and a lot of Cubs fans going to Milwaukee. And same thing with the Yankees, Blue Jays. Blue Jays fans will come down from Niagara Falls and all that, to come to New York, and we'll go to the T-Dot and take over the 6.
It's an absolute magical time of the year, man. It is an absolute magical time.
And then you got great rivalries and college football. Great rivalries happening starting this weekend with Florida State. And then, we'll have the Red River rivalry coming up soon. And then Florida, Georgia. What's that? The world's biggest tailgate, largest
cocktail party. That's what it is.
Cocktail party.
It's the largest.
It's no more the world's largest tailgate.
Largest.
They're not calling it tailgate no more.
I thought it was the world's largest cocktail party.
It is the world's largest cocktail party, but it was another word that was there before, and they didn't want to use that anymore to insinuate like drinking and all that stuff.
Oh, really?
So I thought it was like the world's largest tailgate party.
The world's largest outdoor cocktail party.
Okay.
That doesn't roll off the tongue. It's the world's largest cocktail party.
I like tailgate.
No, but
it might not be the world's largest tailgate party because there might be other places. It's a big game when Robert Grieper's in town. When Greep's the big Florida State game when Greep's doing the game.
Okay, wait. They are trying to somewhat rebrand this game.
I told you they didn't want to insinuate that they're just serving alcohol. So that's why I think it became the world's largest tailgate party instead of cocktail.
River City Showdown? What? They can't call it the River City Showdown. It is a game that kind of bewilders me. Why that? I mean, I understand why, but you get Florida and Georgia playing in Jacksonville, Florida.
Right. I don't know.
I understand neutral territory in between the two, but those could be some wild home games, man. But hey, teach their own tradition, whatever. I believe in tradition. Tyreek Hill did speak with the media, not the media. He spoke with his teammates, gave him a motivational speech yesterday at team meetings. Of course, the Dolphins face the Carolina Panthers tomorrow at 1. Panthers will be without star running back Chuba Hubbard. Chuba. We talked about the baseball. The Heat, they open preseason in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
And nobody's playing, right?
And nobody's playing?
Like, obviously, Siler's hurt. He's going to be out for a couple of months. We don't know if Bam's playing. Somebody's been banged up. Davion Mitchell got banged up during training camp Like they were getting a lot of injuries with their guards, and it was getting to the point where I felt like they were almost like the Miami Dolphins with the secondary.
It's easy to find out who plays tonight. Listen at 8:00 on 560 WQAM.
Nice.
Texas Rangers have hired former Marlins manager Skip Schumacher. The former NL Manager of the Year agreed to a 4-year deal.
As a coach, you don't want to, or a manager, you don't want to win an award that you were like manager or coach of the year. You're bound to get fired like 3 months after that.
Pretty true.
Any sport, NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, NHL. If you win coach of the year within a year or two, you're going to be fired. Even college football. You could win a national title, and then within a year, you're going to get fired.
Ryan Day, watch yourself.
Shout out to Dan Day and the LSU Tigers letting our boy. He was at the Notre Dame game the other day.
Coach Ogeron?
Yeah, Coach Ogeron.
Coach O had one of the greatest college football seasons of all time, and then whoop. And I thought it was silly. I was at an LSU UCLA game to open the year, and UCLA beat LSU, and all my friends and fans were like, he ain't gonna make it to the end of the season. I was like, they're not gonna fire a guy who just won a national championship like a year and a half ago, and there was a COVID year in there. Like he's fine.
They did.
I was wrong.
They did.
These teams don't care about your buyout. That doesn't scare them.
No, they got money. They got ridiculous amount of money. They want you out. If you're not winning, you're out.
I just imagine some rich.
And it's not a bad deal, though, Dan.
Huh?
It's not a bad deal if you're a coach.
No.
Like you got guaranteed money. You gonna give me $25 million for me to not to work?
And then no. You have to actively continue looking for jobs.
Of course you do.
So your manager basically submits your resume places, and then you just don't pick up the phone.
That's it. That's all.
That's a nice little pickup right there.
It's not bad.
Inter Miami, they host the New England Revolution tonight at 7:30. So
okay.
So like I said, Inter Miami in the standings, they're currently like fourth.
They're like fourth. They clinched a playoff spot, but
like 6 or 8 points behind Philadelphia for catching. They're just it's one of those years, man. Look, it's all about the MLS Cup this year. And I have to say this, it's MLS Cup or bust. If they don't win the MLS Cup this year, you start saying,
damn, my cousin just said MLS. I mean,
you start saying, Messi came in the first year, he gets Leagues Cup.
MLS bus.
That's a little tournament.
MLS Cup or bus, really?
Yep. Second year, you come in, you win the Supporters Shield. That's winning the regular season.
That's like winning the President's Cup.
But you've won a little something every each year.
You want the title.
This year, your only chance to win anything is MLS Cup. Because, of course, you failed at the Club World Cup. That's not a big surprise. That's a tough one. You failed at the Leagues Cup. You got beat by Seattle in the championship game 3-0. And really bad look. You have not won CONCACAF Champions Cup. And now you got to win MLS Cup. Last year, you were the number 1 seed, and you got eliminated in the first round by Atlanta. Like, yeah. But you win the MLS Cup, and hey, man, kudos to everybody. Nonetheless, Panthers, they have an exhibition game. They know how to win championships over there in Sunrise. They got the Lightning at 7 Amerant Bank Arena.
I can't wait, bro. Tuesday,
5:00. Early game. They're opening the NHL season, by the way.
Tuesday afternoon.
Against the Blackhawks. Chicago coming to town. FIU, they play UConn in about an hour and a half. And FAU plays Rice 7:00 tonight.
Nice.
Virginia, Louisville playing today, by the way, at 3:30.
Okay, good.
That's one of the ones that we're talking about, a big game. Texas, Florida, it's the Mannings versus the Gators, which they can't beat ever. So if you're trying
that's good.
I'm serious. If you're trying to be a crafty bettor.
I didn't think about that.
Although I do think Eli did beat Tim Tebow or something. No, wait. He was after.
They might have been Ole Miss, but Peyton never beat
No, he couldn't beat
Florida. Never beat Florida.
It was so funny because Peyton Manning couldn't beat Florida. Then T. Martin comes in.
This was the funny
Tennessee and beats Florida.
There was a time in it was funny. T. Martin comes in and he's like, man, poor guy. He's got to take over after Peyton. Peyton's like 4 years just being heralded and loved. And then T. Martin comes in, just some regular guy, and then he leads them to the national title. Something that freaking Peyton couldn't do.
Right. You felt bad for him. Eli Manning actually beat Florida twice. So that takes away a little luster of today.
That's why people will always say Eli might have been the better Manning quarterback. Because he could beat Brady. Peyton had a hard time doing that.
Eli finished 1 game above 500 for his NFL career.
That's it. Doesn't matter, but he's got 2 of them.
And you know who that last win was against? Miami Dolphins.
Really?
Yep. Made a big point of that one, I remember.
When was this? Was this an England game?
I can't even remember. And it was only a few years ago. I mean, it was not.
That's what I'm saying. I remember the Giants coming to town and losing, but I don't think Eli was the quarterback at that time.
He was not.
Okay.
I tailgated for that game. I consider tailgating for a game going to a game, whether I go in the gates or not. I mean, I was there, technically.
I mean, you don't necessarily have to watch the game to be sitting down to be at the game.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like many times we've gone to games, we've had seats, and you're actually just walking around the whole.
Glad we went to an extra innings baseball game where I couldn't tell you outside of
down?
Jesus Sanchez's game-winning hit. Outside of that, I couldn't tell you a pitch that happened in that game.
Oh, we got a 1-1 game. Milwaukee just tied it.
All right, Brew Crew. Let's go.
Yeah, because Flag got you -1.5.
Oh, that's even better. I got you right now. Let's take a step into the day spa. A python recently was seen slithering its way through the In-N-Out Burger drive-in in Pasadena, California.
That wasn't a python. That was just everybody.
I was going to say,
hungry.
python might be moving faster than the line.
Yeah, ain't no way to. By the way, if python ate a double-double, he's not moving that fast.
Animal style.
Oh, he definitely took animal style fries and probably a strawberry shake.
Haven't been to an In-N-Out Burger in forever, man.
I want an In-N-Out Burger right now.
Really?
I want a 3x3 right now.
I'll pass.
I could do a 3x3. Hey, South Florida, get In-N-Out Burger.
Y'all got
Fat Burger down here. Y'all got it down here.
Man, you got Skinny Louie, man. Don't be hating on Skinny Louie.
Hey, man, listen, Skinny
No
Louie.
In-N-Out Burger. We got enough.
It's great, but you In-N-Out. Special menu.
Oh, man, the tourists will love that one.
Animal fries.
Number one tourist attraction in all of California, In-N-Out Burger. I'm not even lying. Everybody got mad at me. I used to tell them, but they're like, I wanted to go to In-N-Out Burger, but I don't want to be a tourist. I'd be like, well, what are you doing?
Then go to Vegas for In-N-Out.
It's in Vegas. It's all over the place in Vegas.
It's in Texas.
It's in Austin, right? Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
Why can't we get Voodoo Donuts? Like, that would be dope. 24-hour donuts and the apple fritters as big as your head. Man, I can go for an apple fritter now. I'm getting hungry, man.
I am, me too.
All right, well, let's take a quick break. Maybe go steal some food out of the refrigerator. And we're going to get our predictions for this Miami game and see what other people are predicting for this Miami-Florida State game next here on Sports Day 104.3 FM WQAM. We inch closer and closer to kickoff between Miami and Florida State, 7:30 tonight. Vlad and I are with you for about another 30 minutes, and then Danny Rabinowitz and Brian Monroe going to take over for the official pregame for the Miami Hurricanes. Joe Zagacki, Don Bailey Jr. going to be on the call. Alex Dono going to have the postgame, going to be with you all the way until 2 a.m. Stick with us. It's as big as it gets in college football. Miami, Florida State, wide right. Got to see some predictions going on. Of course, Vlad, we're going to give our predictions, and those are the ones that really count. But I figured why not check out what the op has to say. Are they optimistic or are they realists? Tomahawk Nation. Here we go. Mac Minnick. He's got Florida State winning 31-24. Jordan Silversmith, a little more realistic. He's got Miami winning 28-21. Noel through you. No, Noel through and through. That would be a really different type of stage name. Florida State 31, Miami 29. Jacob Smith. Miami 28, Florida State 24. Oh, we got another one that's realistic. John Marchand. Miami.
Related to Brad?
Maybe. Miami 23, Florida State 20. Kurt Weiler. Florida State 31, Miami 28. So it's kind of a smattering here and there. Some people, and they start making jokes about Miami's name, calling them the Miami Tropical Storms and stuff like that. Okay. So it's about 50-50 on this Tomahawk Nation site. But most of them believing this will be a high-scoring game in the at least high 20s. Sound like a weatherman talking about hurricanes, tropical storms. But in the high 20s to mid-30s. You can expect a smattering of cheers. And so a lot of them expect a high-scoring game. Vlad, do you expect tonight to be a high-scoring game between Florida State and Miami?
No. What's the over?
I agree. I haven't looked at it yet.
I haven't looked at it because, I don't look at these games so early because obviously it could go up and down. So if it's at a reasonable total, you might want to jump on it now. But I think it's gonna be like a 20-13 game, bro. I think it's gonna be 23-13 Miami.
So I'm seeing 53.5.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be an under. So of course go over.
Of course, whatever we say, just
whatever
always
we
do
say,
the
go the
opposite. Fade.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like I think it's gonna be a close game.
I think it's gonna be a close game because these games are always nip and tuck. It's a rivalry. There's a lot on the line for both teams. They know each other very well. They have a lot of pride. They have a lot of history. But I still think Vlad, I do think it's a lower scoring game than most people think. But I also think that favors the Miami Hurricanes because that means that they can have their ball control. They can run behind their offensive line. They can make the passes when they need to make the passes. I'm going to go with a lower scoring game than 53.5 points. I really just believe that both of these teams, they're going to have to get settled in. Miami, you remember coming off, and you were talking about this earlier, coming off a bye week. You do not want to see a little sluggishness out of the Hurricanes coming off that bye week and a lot of fieriness out of Florida State coming off a loss.
I am one who is very I get very upset with teams and coachings when they have a bye week and then they come back and then you see that they're slow. Now, obviously, it takes time for you to get your rhythm back, but to me, I don't think if you had a week to prepare, I don't think your team should be coming off show up slow. You know what I'm saying? Or not ready to play, not focused. It may take you time to get your rhythm going, but not being focused like that pisses me off the most. So I don't want to see simple mistakes that Miami's making. I don't want to see mental mistakes. They should be there. They know what the task is. They know what the task at hand is, and they should just be able to focus, treat it like all the other games that they've played so far. And I like the results.
So if you buy into this stuff, which I don't really put a lot of stock into, nonetheless, if you look into the analytics and the scores, there's good news, bad news about Mario Cristobal coming off a bye. Good news.
What's the good news?
At Oregon, 7-0 when coming off a bye. Bad news. At Miami, 2-2 coming off a bye. Overall record 9-2 coming off a bye. Now, once again, I don't always buy that stuff because you don't know the opponent the guy or girl or team has to play after a bye. I'm talking about in sports in general. And you don't, maybe those first two losses probably when Miami was being rebuilt by Mario Cristobal. So there's a lot of context in that. But if you want to look at overall record, Mario Cristobal has, for the most part in his career, had his team ready and winning coming off of buys. Once again, I don't read into this stuff that much, but for those record type of guys, it's record because there's a lot of context to it. What if every year you come off a bye and you play Montgomery Tech? He's never lost after a bye week. Well, because they play Montgomery. I don't even know if there's. I hope there's not a Montgomery Tech. But if you're a graduate, I apologize for throwing you under the bus right there. But
Montgomery Tech, that's messed up, man.
Oh, why did I got to do so much research? They probably don't have a football team. There is a Montgomery Tech, but it's a business. So yeah, easy right there. Nonetheless, so yeah, the do not want to come out sluggish, especially against a rival like Florida State. With the team that, let me be honest, this is a very, very, very important game to them. The U has a little more leeway, but I would think Mario Cristobal, very, very, very important for him.
It's a very important game for Mike Norvell because,
he wants to prove they're back.
Right. So 2 years ago, you were an undefeated team, and then your quarterback gets hurt, and that just really killed your chances of making it to the college football championship, because it was like 4 teams, right? That was the old BCS.
Yeah, that was the old one.
What was that, BCS or something like that? I forgot what it was called.
It was a CFP. It was college football playoffs. Right? It's just been expanded last year.
Okay, so it was the CFP. Then last year was oh my God, it was bad. Once you lost to Boston College in Dublin, it was over after that. You beat Alabama. That's great. You lost to Virginia. That wasn't great. You beat Miami and Alabama in a season, it might keep you a job for another year.
Yep. Oh, yeah. That's definitely feathers in your cap. So
you lose to Miami, you lose 2 back-to-back ACC games on national TV. Yeah, your ass is on the form.
Yes, sir. This game means a whole lot to Mike Norvell. Let's make it mean a whole lot for us and kind of make him sleep a little uneasier tonight. Up next, Vlad, we're going to give our actual score predictions and winners. Then we're going to toss it to the official pregame for the Miami Hurricanes and the Florida State Seminoles. This is the pre-pregame to the Miami Hurricanes and Florida State Seminoles. We also call it Sports Day on 104.3 FM WQAM. You know what that means? It's time for us to step aside and let the official pregame Miami Hurricanes versus Florida State Seminoles with Danny Rabinowitz, Brian Monroe, Robert Grieper, Trevor Harris. I'll also be helping out a little bit. Take over. But before we go, we got to wrap things up. Talk about the U versus Florida State. The rivalry is renewed. It'll be a clearer path to who has the inside track to the ACC championship tonight. After that 7:30 kickoff, the game will end probably around 10:30, 11 o'clock. And we will be live in the locker room. And Alex Dono will be here making it happen on 104.3 FM WQAM. Vlad, this is a rivalry game. It's in state. These two teams, no love lost between either of them. One team, third ranked in the country, the other 18th ranked in the country. Does this game play out the way not only we hope, but we think it should? Maybe.
Game turns out the way we expected it to turn out.
Oh, that's what I like to hear. What are you expecting from this game?
I expect Miami to stop their run. I mean, if you stop the run, I think you really put Florida State in a disadvantage.
How do you attack Tommy Castellanos? Do you keep him in the pocket or do you just send the dogs? I send Ruben Bain and Hakeem Mesidor.
I mean, you're going to send him, but the thing about it is, if he gets away, that,
I roll the dice.
You can roll the dice. You might roll snake eyes sometimes. So you got to be very careful about that. I mean, he's talking a lot. He talks a lot. So you definitely want to hit him. So you let him know that you're gonna be here all day. I just think Miami. I think Mario takes it old school, man. I think we're gonna run the ball on them, control the clock, and then just put them in a disadvantage where they're not gonna be able to run the ball because they want to run the ball. They don't really want to throw the ball. They want to run the ball. So you put them in a position where they got to throw the ball, and you could let Ruben and the boys go after them. I think Miami wins. I think it's gonna be tough in the beginning.
It will be.
But I think we're just a better team. So
yeah.
23-13.
23-13. Nice. That defense is going to be all over the place. It is a road game.
Crazy how a year changes everything, bro. And when you're healthy. Because last year, nobody was talking about the defense like this.
Nope.
The defense was the Achilles heel. Now, like I said earlier, you see Saban talking, like he's made sure to talk about this during game day. Everybody's talking about the defense. Ruben Bain, everybody's talking about Ruben Bain. It's crazy how 1 year changes everything.
Yeah, really is. I think the game plan is simple. I don't think, Mario Cristobal has to hide it. We're going to run the ball down your throat. We're going to lean on that big offensive line. Carson Beck's going to make the plays when he needs to make the plays. He's been there, done that, cooler than the other side of the pillow. You try to make Florida State as one-dimensional as possible. Like you said, Vlad, stop the run, and then have Tommy Castellanos hold on for dear life as you have Ruben Bain Jr. and Hakeem Mesidor coming after him. Once you make them one-dimensional, they're really, really, really in a bad spot. I think this Miami offense is not going to be as explosive because they don't need to be that explosive. They're going to do a lot of running. They're going to do a lot of controlling of the ball. I do think, though, we get out ahead. There's going to be some close points like it is in every game, but I think in the end you get a Miami win at 27-21.
Oh, you really have it close.
I do have it close. I mean, I do believe that these games are not easy, man. Like it's going to be one of the. But what I'm saying is, I think it's close for parts of the game, but Miami is going to, for the most part, be ahead for a good part. We'll see. The main thing is, Vlad, like you said, get a win. Go out there and get it done.
Just get that win, man.
Get that win. And it always feels better when you do it against your rival, and especially if you can do it against your rival, really put them in a tough spot in the ACC. Being 0-2, or was it 0-2 or 1-2? I forgot. It was
no, they'll be 0-2. Their first game last week was Virginia. They lost. Remember, that's why a lot of people are making fun of them because they were, after they beat Alabama, clearly, then they played like Kent State and then Sister Helens of the Poor.
Okay.
I don't know. They were playing nobody, but obviously they were feeling very much better about themselves because after last season's terrible display, terrible record. You beat Alabama. You got a lot of games at home, building up the confidence to get ready for this ACC portion of your schedule. And they lost to Virginia on national TV.
Double overtime.
Now you got in double overtime. Your receiver can't catch the ball. The receiver's fumbling the ball. That's nasty work.
Yeah.
So now you got a chance to do it against your rival biggest game tonight. There's no other big game at night other than this. So just put them to bed, man. Put them to bed. Have them. Nobody's storming the field today.
No.
Nobody's getting there. Nah, I don't like him saying, "Oh, never been part of 2 storming of the fields in the same season." Get out of here.
Back-to-back weeks. And you got your Yankees coming up in just a little while, Vlad, taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. I know you're a little nervous about that one.
I'm absolutely nervous about that.
You watch playoff baseball, you're going to be nervous no matter what.
That's the worst, bro. Like 20, it's the most excruciating. It might be the most excruciating postseason to go through out of all the sports. Like I know football is one game, but the adjustments that you see in a baseball game within innings, between inning after inning, it's the craziest, bro. It's so excruciating.
It is wild and it is exciting, but you get the luxury of the scheduling where you can watch the Yankees game as long as it doesn't go excruciatingly long.
But it could go excruciatingly long, and we don't have the man on second and extra innings. No, you got to play that. You got to play this game. It's like hockey. That's a great question. Which is more painful, sudden death hockey or extra innings baseball, postseason baseball?
The tension for both is crazy. But the problem with hockey is it's really anybody's game. Lucky bounce here and there. Baseball, you know, if you got the better team, you have a chance. But then it's just every single pitch.
Lucky bounce might take. Look what happened in Game 3 Thursday. I mean, Game 2 Thursday. Mm-hmm. I mean, Game 2 Wednesday of the Yankees Red Sox. So happened that Jazz was running on the pitch. Wells hits a base hit. Ball caroms off the rail, and he's able to score on that. Just a lucky bounce.
Let's please not have overtime tonight, Miami Hurricanes. But if you do have overtime, just win.
I don't want no overtime.
It's okay.
In
just
college football game.
Just win the game. So we got a big.
See, even Brian Monroe saying heck no. Like Brian Monroe is like nah.
And remember, we have the Dolphins tomorrow too. I know we're all about the U right now. But the Dolphins tomorrow, 1:00. 1:00 Dolphins tomorrow against the Carolina Panthers. You know, I got no love for the Panthers, so I'm all about the Dolphins, and I don't have any love for Florida State. I got a lot of friends that went to Florida State that are big Florida State fans, but hopefully tears in your beers tonight. So Vlad and I both have the Miami Hurricanes winning. Mario Cristobal. I think Jordan Lyle, you're going to see Jordan Lyle back in the lineup, which is going to be part of the three-headed monster of a running back that the U has with that great offensive line. It is going to be great. My man Raul just asked me I need an update from Jimmy over at Bullwinkle's in Tallahassee. I have not heard from Jimmy. Maybe he's popping bottles and dating models. I don't know.
He's laying it down. Jimmy's going crazy. He's going to town in Tallahassee.
Popping bottles.
They calling him Renegade right now.
I've never been to Bullwinkle's, but I've heard it is a fantastic place. Hopefully it is a melancholy place by the end of the day with the Miami Hurricanes taking care of business. So Vlad, what we're going to do is we're going to step aside. We're not on tomorrow, although I am going to be on for the post-game show for Game Day Uncensored, but we're stepping aside. We'll be back next week for Sports Day. Best way to keep up with us, just go on social media. We're all over the place. It's at Vlad2078. I am at Dan Day Radio. This is the pregame to the pregame, but now you get the official pregame with Brian Monroe, Danny Rabinowitz. You get Joe Zagacki jumping in there, Don Bailey Jr. jumping in there, a couple of other cool guests, DBJ and Josie on the call of the game. Then they'll be in the locker room post-game, hopefully celebrating. Then you get Alex Dono till 2:00 in the morning.
Don't forget Tim Reynolds, man.
Tim Reynolds will be there.
Oh, he's not on today. I'm sorry.
Tim Reynolds won't be there. Biggest game of the year. Where you at, Tim? No, I'm kidding. Nonetheless, we got a whole cavalcade of great stuff for you until 2:00 in the morning. Then come right back here, grab a couple of beers, take a nap.
We got beers?
I said, if you're at home.
Oh.
No, they don't keep beer in this building anymore. You know why? Because it never makes it past the weekend. The weekend crew gets into them. I don't know who it is. They always ask me, Dan, did you see somebody walking around drinking the beers out of the fridge? There was beers in the fridge.
That's a great answer.
No, I just go, and they go, was it you? I go, lesson learned. Teach them a lesson, Miami Hurricanes. So Mario Cristobal takes it old school today, Vlad, and puts that whoop that trick on the Florida State Seminoles. I don't want to hear any chopping. I just want to hear some whoopings.
By the way, they got to stop at the chop, man. I'm sick of it.
It doesn't bother you?
It does bother me. I kind of don't want, I'm sorry. It's kind of weird to see intangibles doing this. Like I don't want to see that. Don't do that no more. Florida State, you got to do better. No more chopping.
Florida State, Miami. I was going to say something about Miami. I forgot what I wanted to say about Mario Cristobal and Miami.
Mario's going to whoop that ass. That's all.
Yeah, Mario, just go out there, like you said, one game at a time, but it always feels better against Florida State. Shut them up, shut their chanting up. And you know what? If you're a Florida State fan and you live down here in South Florida, we're not friends today. But tomorrow we could be cool. Actually, tonight after the game when the Hurricanes win, we're cool.
Oh, cool. So if you have any look at the line right now, if as of right now, the line is 3.5. No, 4.5. Miami's favored by 4.5
on the road. Okay,
on the road.
Okay, and the over-under is 53.5?
54. 54.5.
54.5. Oh, so they got some points going right now. So if you want to bet on the game, make it a little more interesting for yourself. That is all on you. I'm just wanting to win tonight from Miami. Like I said, I got 27-21 with Miami winning. Blah, what was your score again?
23-13.
23-13 for the U. It's all about the U. The official pregame for Miami, Florida State with Danny Rabinowitz, Brian Monroe. Coming up next for my cousin Vladimir Louison, I am Dan Day. This has been Sports Day on 104.3 FM WQAM.
Later, fools.